I'm learning a lot about
Oh,
how
sure you are.
about how to get. No. But what you have to understand is that Trevor covers the petty crime, and I cover the white collar. You know, the kind of crime that people get away with.
Yeah. Moonshine.
You are literally wearing a blue collar right now.
It's true. I'm cosplaying.
Gentlemen, question number 1. What boy band from Dorchester, Massachusetts lived up to their name in a literal sense when they received a joint star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2014? So while they're thinking about that, welcome to the Evil Trivia Podcast. I'm Graham. I'm joined by Leo and Trevor. And if you want to play along with these questions at home or on your commute or wherever you happen to be at this time, I know we have listeners on the International Space Station. So if you want to play along from wherever you are, head on over to eviltrivia.com/Patreon or patreon.com/eviltrivia. The second one's probably a little bit easier. We have all the questions posted from our in-person trivia night right here in New York City with hidden themes, structure rounds, music rounds, all that good stuff. For this podcast, we have a hidden theme round. I asked Leo and Trevor one question. There are 8 total questions in this round. All 8 of these answers will relate in some hidden way. It could be a whole answer. It could be a word or words within an answer. Leo and Trevor are going to be solving these trivia questions and solving the whole round as we go along. I think I said everything I needed to say. Trevor, Leo, welcome. How you guys doing?
Doing well, but struggling with the first question already.
Well, after the last episode we recorded, I was like, I gotta turn up the dial a little bit. You guys were getting the answers before I even read the question in their entirety. So I need to
watch out.
I need
guys.
to have a bit more of some push and pull with you guys a little bit. Once again, number 1 is what boy band from Dorchester, Massachusetts lived up to their name in a literal sense when they received a joint star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2014?
Why would someone receive a joint star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Yeah, so I don't know how Hollywood Walk of Fame stars work that well, whether like it's common for a band, for a group to get a joint star. I suspect it's probably not that uncommon. But here's my thing. I think what we need to do is what I always encourage people to do at our trivias in person, where if you're struggling with a question, just look, are there any parts of the question that can give me any clues? So we've got 2 big clues. One is if they're getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2014, they are probably big at latest in the 90s, probably earlier than that, probably like 60s, 70s, 80s, in order to be established enough to get that star in 2014. I think 2010s, you're probably pushing it. The other thing is living up to their name literally. So there's something kind of punny or referential going on with the name, either to do with them jointly getting the star or the fact that it is a star. So maybe their name is space themed, or maybe their name has something to do with like in sync, like it's all together, in sync. So something in there. Those are the kind of hints I'm going off, even though we don't have the answer. We've got a few.
I wasn't alive to watch Da Vinci paint in person, but
oh my God,
we're all so lucky that we get to see an even greater genius at work live here on the Evil Trivia Podcast.
And I'm here too.
We get no respect.
No, Trevor, you get no respect.
All right, question number 2. Let's come back to this one.
No guesses. We'll come back to this one. Question number 2. Stratton Oakmont, a Wall Street firm in the 90s that went on to become the focus of the Wolf of Wall Street, engaged in what rhyming type of securities fraud, now most common with small cap cryptocurrencies? So Stratton Oakmont got in some trouble based in Wolf of Wall Street. What type of rhyming securities fraud did they engage in, now most common with small cap cryptocurrencies?
So originally he got into selling pink sheets, but I don't think pink sheets is officially rhyming, and it's not. I mean, it's a scam, but I don't know that it's fraud in the moral sense, because you're you're selling sort of the value of the thing before, without necessary proof of that, or in some cases just outright lying about it. But selling pink sheets, I'm sure there's a term for what that deal is, and now associated with cryptocurrencies.
I'd like to think that Trevor is like knows what this is, but he's just pretending that it's like, oh, this is such an interesting type of securities fraud, that which I've never personally heard of.
Don't know anything about it. Please don't ask me about my father.
Trevor is like, yeah, I have no possible idea. And
it's not
wearing
fraud
a wire.
In the legal definition, according to court case A9597763.
Leo, anything for you? Any idea on what this one could be?
No. See, I'm struggling with this one because although I watched the film and I really should know a lot about financial irregularities and loopholes in the system and how to embezzle a lot of money. Weirdly, I don't. For legal reasons, that's a joke. If you're listening and you're my accountant, that is a joke. Other than what we already discussed.
I love all of these. Like, hey, if blank so and so is listening, as if anyone is ever remotely going to even come across this in the wild.
I like to think that we're saying this like in preparation for years down the line when this is such a cult podcast, people go back and listen to the early episodes.
When we have our star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame,
we're like who? Yeah.
Oh, wait, what was that? All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. I'm glad that 2 questions in, you haven't spotted my tricks yet. Let's see how you do on question 3. Question 3. Technically just the bottom of a bottom sirloin, what cut of beef is most commonly marketed and sold in California and gets its name from its shape and placement within the cow? So what cut of beef am I talking about? If only we had somebody from California on the podcast right now that is a meat eater that could help Leo with this question.
Yeah, but if we had someone on the podcast from California, surely he would also know the name of the Redwood National Forest just north of San Francisco, right?
I was thinking about this the other day. Based on the distance, that would be like you guys being able to quote something about a state park in South Carolina.
I knew
your
about
familiarity with South Carolina state parks.
I grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah,
and I heard about that. He was the godfather of the National Park Service.
Your fiance is literally from San Francisco.
Before I met her, I didn't meet her when I was growing up.
We digress. This is bottom round, asshole.
No, you digress. Okay. Any idea on number 3? What cut of beef is this? Most commonly sold and marketed in California. To be clear, I'm looking for this California name. It might be known by a few names, but it's most commonly sold and marketed in California.
Sirloin. Okay.
It gets its name from its shape and placement within the cow.
All right. Well, it's not going to be bottom round because you've got bottom in there, but I'm assuming it's round, a round cut, which is not the shape, but it's a section of it. But based on its is it round rump?
I love this. This is giving me a lot of
confidence.
It just feels really good after the last one we recorded to watch you guys spin your wheels like idiots.
I have an idea, and I have a thought, which is so I'm just thinking. I was thinking through in my head different parts and cuts. I don't understand how this relates to the shape of it, but isn't there a cut that's called tri-tip? So tip would be the placement, but I don't know why unless it's triangular.
I mean, is tri-tip most commonly sold in California? I think of that as being a element of barbecue, which would be more.
I think Texas that is where I've come across it. I think I've come across it more with barbecue. So maybe you're right. Maybe that's Maybe that's a southern thing.
Hmm.
I mean, I know the name, but I don't know where on the cow it is.
Okay.
I should know, but I don't.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep moving
Okay.
then.
We're coming
Question
back to
number
it.
4. I think this question has Trevor written all over it. We'll see. I'm setting you up for failure here. Question.
I was going to say, there's been so many California-related things here. I'm feeling targeted.
This question. Oh, sorry, I said question 4. This is actually 1D. No, I'm just kidding.
Not again.
Question 4. This one goes out to all my criminals and lockpicks out there. What type of tool is pretty effective in getting past pin tumbler locks due to its reliance on Newton's third law of motion?
Oh, this is totally a Trevor question.
I'm pretty sure I've watched Trevor pick locks in person before.
In a perfectly why are all of these so legal related? In a perfectly legal fashion with tools that I purchased on my own for the hobby, with locks that I own and have authority to unlock.
The hidden theme is putting Trevor and Leo in jail.
I would look good in stripes.
It's right. Honestly, it's where we belong, but for 2 very different reasons.
Your guess is as good as ours, listeners. There you go. That's going to be the team name prompt.
If you'd like to write in and suggest what crime each of the 3 of us is most likely to end up in jail for, please.
Yeah, I feel like if we had like a Stanford prison experiment type of situation, I think I'd make the best guard. Just gonna throw it out there.
Why?
Because he's petty and power goes to his head.
That's definitely true about the power thing. Speaking of power, question number 5 has nothing to do with power, but it's a segue nonetheless.
We'll come back. I've got actual thoughts about question number 4. Let's hear question number 5.
Why don't you give your thoughts on question 4? I thought you were just vamping for me to move on to the next question, but go ahead. No. If you have something about number 4. I'm surprised you haven't shouted this. You weren't foaming at the mouth to shout this one out quickly.
I'm trying to think about ones that are specifically related to Newton's third law of motion. Leo, which one is Newton's third law of motion?
Third law, I think, is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I can never remember the third one. I always remember that one, which I think is the third law. And then the first law, which is an object in motion stays in motion unless acted on by an outside force. But I don't remember what the second law of motion is.
Okay.
The right for motion to bear arms.
Oh no,
Perfect.
no! I know what it is. I think the second law is an object at rest stays at rest unless acted on.
Unless acted upon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, I'm pretty sure third law is action reaction.
Okay,
so talk to me about lock picking tools
as a hobby,
or just like maybe you can start spinning your wheels on this and maybe you'll get somewhere.
So you apply pressure by using a lever of some sort within the below the shackle, but within the tumbler, if you will. And then you, in sort of standard old picking, you use just a curved tooth of some sort to insert inside the lock, and then you apply pressure to the pins until this is an oversimplification, they all line up, and then you're able to spin the cylinder. Something that would apply motion or equal and opposite reactions might be like a rake. Pretty effective in getting past. Okay, let's come back.
We're going to come back to this.
Yeah.
I'm
rake. A rake is an interesting name for a tool that could be a hidden theme bit.
That's quite hidden themey as a word.
Yeah. That's what's jumping to mind right now. Okay. Keep going.
We're going to go to question number 5. 40 Acres and a Mule Filmworks is a production company whose name references broken promises and systemic racism present in America. An apt company name for what filmmaker who runs it and often focuses on these themes in his movies, going all the way back to his debut in She's Gotta Have It. So what filmmaker is that? Once again, the name of the production company is 40 Acres and a Mule Filmworks. A reference, obviously, to the Reconstruction South, themes of systemic racism and broken promises in America in the themes of the movies of this filmmaker. What filmmaker is it?
Okay, I think I do know this one. Trevor, do
Okay.
you think you know?
I don't have a good guess for this one.
If I'm right,
Unless
although I
it's-
haven't. Yeah.
No, jump in.
Okay, I'm pretty sure, although I haven't seen She's Got to Have It. I think I remember hearing about it, and I'm pretty sure this is Spike Lee.
That's what I was gonna say. Damn it! I should have said something. I was gonna say, is it?
You should have said it. You should have said it for sure.
Spike.
So Spike is a good one. Spike is a good strong word. I mean, it could be Lee. It could be Lee, but I feel like Spike is a good one.
Okay. I think I'm seeing the. I'm gonna take a stab at a hidden theme. Spike Lee, tri-tip. I'm thinking the.
Oh wait! Hold on. If tri-tip is right, which we don't know it is.
Yep, we don't know.
But if tri-tip is right and Spike Lee is right, then I do have an idea for the theme.
Right,
Ooh,
and I think real quick. I
interesting.
think number 4 might be Hook.
Okay, it's possible that Hook would work for this. I'm not an expert in this field, so it's possible it works. My thought is that Tip and Spike are both volleyball moves.
Oh.
But I don't know that if there are 8. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are quite a few, but I don't know if there are 8 that are good enough for, serve might be one, but I'm not sure. But Spike and hit and I guess block would be one. So there are a few. I just don't know if there are 8 distinct ones, but we can wait till the end of the round and see. But I'm floating out there now after question, what was that, 5 or 6?
5.
So I'm floating out there after question 5. That's an idea that it might be volleyball moves.
I like that one more than mine, but Hook and
yours?
Spike and potentially tri-tip would be something like sharp objects or pointed objects.
All right.
Okay, let's keep
You
going.
guys argue
those both in
about
mind.
this later.
Yeah.
And question number 6. The GIF or GIF, or how I pronounce it, HIF, was invented at a company considered the first major commercial online service before losing market share to AOL and Prodigy. Based in Columbus, Ohio initially, it also went by the 2 initials in its name. What company is this? So what company, widely considered to be the first major commercial online service, which is a very, it's a mouthful of a first, but someone had to do it and it was them.
First, and it's got 2 initials. Interesting. Trevor, this is more your field than mine.
Is
I
it
think.
Okay, new hidden theme. It's Netscape, and it's fishing terminology because we've got hook, spike, net.
How many stabs are you allowed per podcast?
Well, we got to come up with one. We got to come up with one by the end. Okay, is it Netscape though?
When you said that, Graham, in my mind I was like,
Internet.
like Julius Caesar. Like, how many stabs are you allowed?
How many stabs does it take to get to the center of a
Julius Caesar? How many stabs get to the center of a Julius Caesar? Was the question? Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be So this is clearly going to be some kind of like older tech company. I'm not good with this. Yeah, you said Netscape, which is solid. Can you think of any others that are like 2 words, sometimes known by 2 syllables? I can't think of any immediately, but I also don't. I feel like I'm not so good. You were around for the birth of the internet. I wasn't.
Listen, I was.
You were. I think you were internet user 13, right? Or 14, somewhere quite early. Yeah.
Yeah. I was the first one to make a dick joke on the internet.
He was the old guy that they had. He was like the first IT. He was the first person that needed IT help because he was so old when the internet came out. All right, let's go to question. Let's go to question
okay.
seven.
I love that we all tease Trevor so much about this. Like we're not all going to be in the same nursing home together. We're basically the same age.
We are basically the same age.
You guys are making it to elderly?
Not me. Question number 7. Let's stay with old technology for a moment, or as Trevor calls it, technology. What 1982 arcade games levels are designed resembling stratigraphy or stratigraphy, the geological science of sediment? I'll read it one more time. What 1982 arcade games levels are designed resembling stratigraphy or stratigraphy, the geological science of sediment?
Giving the briefest amount of pause to allow this to pass on. Leo, do you know this one? Because I'm fairly confident I have this one.
I don't.
Because it was one of my favorite arcade games. Asshole.
Oh, good. Well, my instinct when I hear, a thing about levels and of sediments and all that is Tetris, but I don't think that's right.
I think I'm trying to think about the timing on this. I believe this is Dig Dug, where you play as a little driller who's got to move through layers of rock and things like that to defeat enemies, to collect points and things like that. I think it's going to be Dig Dug.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Oh, well, that fits our theme too, so it has to be that.
Oh, it fits your volleyball.
For volleyball, because you dig when you get it out. Yeah.
Damn, yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Well, let's round it out with question 8, and I'll let you guys go back to the ones you think you're missing. Mm-hmm. Question 8. In the Egyptian myth of Osiris, who is the deity that murdered and mutilated his own brother, fitting for a god of disorders and violence? Or not disorders, disorder.
Disorders.
God of disorders.
He might be the god of disorders as well.
I didn't read it wrong. I just wrote it wrong.
Yeah. I know this one. Trevor, do you know this one?
Man, yes, I do know this one. I don't want to take it from you just since I just got Dig Dug, but I do know this one. This is a favorite fable of mine, and I hear it going right into the hidden theme very well. Would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Set, who has, I think, appeared in trivia before. It's such a useful... side note about Set, it is the word in the dictionary with the most definitions.
Oh, really?
In the English language. Yeah. Fantastically useful word. And yeah, this is Set in Egyptian mythology. I think it sounds like, Trevor, you know the story better than I do.
I was trying to think about if there were any good details about it, except that he takes his... the mutilation is that he takes his eye, and so then Osiris only has the one eye, but is able to see. He's granted some power from it, but the mutilation is that he takes his eye, if I remember it correctly.
Well, so this means that we're feeling pretty confident about our theme now, because we have multiple that fit the theme, because we have Set for the last one. Going backwards, before that, we have Dig Dug, so dig. So that's 2. And then we also have Spike Lee, that puts 3 in there, and Tri-Tip would give us 4 that we're confident in. So I feel like we're pretty confident on the theme.
50% is not bad. I'll give you guys all the answers now.
No, you will not.
You will not.
I'm going to throw out. So for the remaining ones we don't have are the boy band from Massachusetts who lived up to their name in a literal sense. The financial securities fraud. The lock-picking device, and the computer company. So there's 4. I'm going to throw out there that my limited volleyball knowledge, the other things I can think of that might fit this, if this sparks anything for you, is serve is a move, block is a move, and I think pump might be a move, but I'm not confident in that one. So
I'll say Netscape Navigator would be the program that they would use. Internet, but the reason why I'm saying CompuServe. Oh shit! I know,
surely
but
that
net.
fits the theme.
I know, but net would fit the theme as well for the.
But that's not a move. The other ones, all the other things in volleyball are moves, and I don't know that a net. Because
there you go.
because
Yeah, fair enough.
you dig, you block, you set or whatever. Those are all moves. I feel so. I would lean because
Okay,
I don't
fair
know.
enough.
I mean, to actually
CompuServe,
answer the question, I'm not sure.
Okay, then in that world, I would go with CompuServe CS.
It is really fun to watch this happen.
Yeah.
In real time.
Which was that question 8, or do we have one more?
That was question 8. So I'll do a little bit of a recap for you guys. Question 1 was about the boy band. You have no guess. Question 2 is about that rhyming type of securities fraud. You have no guess. 3 is that cut of beef. Your guess is tri-tip. 4 is that lock-picking tool. You have no guess.
The guess is
or
rake,
maybe you said rake.
Rake
5
is what I
is the 40 Acres and a Mule filmmaker. You said Spike Lee. 6 is GIF or GIF one. That company, first major commercial online service. Your most recent guess here is CompuServe. 7 is the arcade game. Your guess is Dig Dug. And 8 is the Egyptian deity, and you have said Set.
Oh, okay. Then the bumps. Is it bump stock? Yeah. This is for the lock picking. It's a bump. It's a bump something. I think bump stock, but it's. Give me a second on that. But it is bump something. There's a tool that you use to hit the side of a lock while applying pressure to the cylinder. I think
I'm learning a lot about
Oh, sure you are.
about how to get. No, but what you have to understand is that Trevor covers the petty crime, and I cover the white collar, the kind of crime that people get away with.
Yeah, moonshine.
You are literally wearing a blue collar right now.
It's true. I'm cosplaying. So
we both wore our polos today. We didn't call each other. That's so funny.
I know. We're just so in sync.
I'm in my unemployment phase. I'm t-shirt rocking the t-shirt for the next 10 days.
Fun employee.
Actually, okay. So, but I don't know bump anything. I don't know about that. But I feel like a bump could be a move in.
It's
in
bump set spike. So bump is the initial hit.
Bump is the first one.
Set spike.
Why, maybe I don't know why I thought it was pump. Maybe I just misremembered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so bump set spike. So here's my other thought. I've just had a little thought because we were talking about question 1 about boy bands. So it's got to be. I mean, boy band. The reason we said NSYNC and Backstreet Boys is that's the kind of time frame for boy bands. And you said Backstreet because you were like, what if it's on the street?
Right.
And I suddenly thought, I was thinking about the other word we haven't used yet, which is block, which like you could have something with block instead of street. There is a boy band with block, which is New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
So I guess when they got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they were the New Kids on the block.
Hilarious.
So,
all right.
So that's good. That's very
thank you. I'm very clever.
Yeah. So I feel pretty good about that, which means we're just struggling on that. Not that only one is the Wolf of Wall Street one, and I can't. It's rhyming, so it's got to be like if it was block, it was going to be like cock and block, or something. Yeah, exactly. The old cock and block.
We've exhausted all of our volleyball terminology.
Yeah, if you've got, do we know? Hang on, I'm going to see the question again. Do we know how it was what was the problem was with it? Do you remember in Wolf of Wall Street what they actually did that was the problem? I know it was securities fraud, but didn't they buy something really cheap and then inflate the price and then sell? I can't remember what they did.
Pump and dump schemes. Oh my God. You got there with pump. Yes, the pump and dump is where you frantically buy up a bunch of a small cap company. It creates sort of volatility and momentum. Other people buy in. And then once it's sort of peaking and other people are in on the frenzy, then you start quickly exiting from the stock. Pump and dump. Oh my God. All right.
Well
I think we
done.
got
Good,
there.
good. That's a good get. Yes, I definitely think of Pump and Dump in terms of like what's her name? The Hawk Tour girl did it, right? Oh no, that was a rug pull. That was a rug pull. Is that the same thing?
I think what she did was pump it up because I'm pretty sure she sold a bunch of her crypto at its peak.
Yeah.
I think I'm not totally right on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
well, I
humble
think we've
crypto.
got 8 solid answers.
I
Yeah,
know
so
it's the bump one. I don't know that I have
Oh,
the
it's you're
right
not
term for
picking.
bump.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. To be 100% clear, I don't think bump stock isn't that the term for the gun? Bump stock is what
That sounds like a bump stock sounds like a gun term. Yeah.
I know. I think it's a.
Is that the gun that you carry with you when you're breaking into people's houses? Is that what you do? I mean, this is your
different,
area.
different
he picks the lock
minor
and
crime.
Yeah.
And then
comes in with his automatic
pistol whip. All right, I'm gonna go with bump. It's bump something.
So you had 8 questions and the hidden theme. You successfully managed to get the hidden theme, and I'm going to give you credit for all 8 answers.
Oh.
So the bump one I was looking for it's called a bump or a bump key. It's a key.
Okay, fair enough.
It's essentially like a flat-looking key that you insert into the lock, and then you hit the back of the key, and then it's like Newton's cradle, where the force on the key pushes the pins up. If you do it and twist at the right time, you can open the lock. But it's called a bump or a bump key. There's some other less common names for it, but bump would get you there. If you wrote down bump stock at trivia, I'd probably still give you the point because I feel a little bit bad for you. But yes, bump stock is a gun thing.
Thank you.
The other note that I had was with pump and dump. You guys got there, but the theme word is not pump; it is actually dump. But you guys got there anyway. Dump is like when you
remembering because I was mixing up between pump and bump. I couldn't remember which one was the first.
So bump is like this one. Your forearms up, and you kind of hit it off your forearms. Dump is when you go up to the net and you go to like hit it, and you just sort of like get it right down on the person who's trying to spike it on you. I believe I've never played volleyball. That was my very quick research of what a dump is. But yeah, the other ones you got block, dump, tip for tri-tip. Try is triangular. Bump, spike, CompuServe. I was very impressed that you guys got the one that was the sort of, in my view, the hardest one. Dig, dug, and set. Yeah. So
awesome.
well done.
Awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
We snuck that in. Ooh. That was definitely a slow start.
It was a slow start. I think you guys were 0 for 4 until you got to Spike Lee. I was like, and to be clear, I was like, you guys, I sort of figured you'd be. I tried to put the easier ones at the end. I sort of figured, except for CompuServe, I sort of figured you guys would be more of a back half kind of round. But I'm glad. When we host trivia at the bar, this is kind of the order that we hope people do the round in, where the first few questions are like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? And then you kind of work your way backwards. I think the teams that struggle the most with trivia forget to do that, like, oh, if this is this, what could this be kind of work? Which, watch this podcast to see 2 masters at work to do that.
It felt like we were groping around in the dark for a while there.
That's
angry.
My usual Friday night groping around in the dark. Should we go through a little bit of a review?
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So the first one was about the Walk of Fame. My punny little, literal sense they were the new kids physically on the block.
Nice.
There is a lot of great trivia fodder about the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm going to start with a very simple free drink question. And I also thought of a way to do this on the podcast, because in the bar, if you haven't been to the bar yet, to play between rounds, we have a free drink question where everyone writes down a number on a napkin or whatever, or ripped up piece of scrap paper. And whoever is the closest to the right number of the question will get the free drink. It's kind of hard to do that on the podcast because Leo can say a number and then Trevor can just say one above or one below. So here's what I'm going to do. I have 2 free drink questions for this. We'll do one of each, kind of rotating. One of you is going to say a number, and the other one's just going to say higher or lower than that number. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll start with Leo giving the first guess, and we'll let Trevor say higher or lower, and then for a second one, we'll swap it. And this is how I think we're going to do the free drink style questions on the pod going forward.
Cool.
Very simple one. How many stars are there on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? How many individual stars are there?
Okay.
Have you ever been there?
I have not, I don't think.
I think I went when I was very little.
Yeah, I'm trying to visualize how many there would be now. I mean, I feel like there's going to be quite a lot because, you know, they bring in lots of different areas. Like New Kids on the Block are not typically like movie stars. So I feel like there's a lot of people, it's not just film. So I'm going to say 4,123.
Okay. Trevor? Higher or lower?
Man, I think that's too many. It's like they're big stars. They've been doing them for a long time, but how many are they doing any given year over the last 40 years? Do I think they're doing 10 a year? Do I think they have that much real estate? I was going to assume that there was more than what we would sort of reasonably guess, but 4,000 seems like a lot. Yeah, I'll go high. I'll go high.
You think it's higher than 4,000?
Yeah.
It is 2,817. Leo wins the first one.
Nicely done.
So for our second one is I didn't realize this until I was doing the research, but like you don't just like get awarded a star from the city of Los Angeles or like you have to pay for a star. Like you have to basically buy a star. Now usually celebrities will get like sponsored by like a company or the film studio or something, but you have to pay for the star. So second free drink question, Trevor, you start. How much does it cost for a star currently?
Currently,
if I wanted to, you have to be approved. But if I wanted to buy you a star today,
right.
And let's say they were like, yes, his contributions were enough in the rubber manufacturing industry to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Notorious.
How much would I have to give the company that runs it in US dollars?
Man, it used to be fairly prestigious. I'm thinking today it's a little bit more of a cash grab. What's a number that's going to deter random people from just doing it to get a star? I'll say $50,000.
Okay, Leo, higher or lower?
I don't think it's that much. I do think it's probably in the thousands, but I don't think 50. So I'm going to say it's lower than that.
Okay. It is $85,000. Trevor wins the second question.
Wow.
I like this game. That's a fun game.
That was cool. That's a cool way to do it. Yeah, that's a cool way to do it. To hear us kind of
other great trivia fodder for this the Walk of Fame. There are two Harrison Fords, different people. I thought was kind of interesting. Both actors. One's a silent film star. The other one's Han Solo. There are four dogs. Like Lassie has a star on the Walk of Fame. There are 20 stars for fictional characters. The first one was Mickey Mouse. In 2024, we got Batman on the Walk of Fame. I don't know who accepted the Batman star. Maybe someone from Warner Brothers or DC.
Yeah.
But by far my favorite star that I saw while I was doing research for this. So the vast majority of the stars are like individual people. There are some for like bands or groups, like we see with New Kids on the Block. There are 2 stars for like corporate stars, like company sponsored stars. One is for Disneyland. That seems reasonable. Disney is a big motion picture. Disneyland Walt is Disney, a celebration of movies, and Walt Disney is such a big person. I'm not even going to make this a question because there's no universe in which you could guess for this. Interrupt me if you think I'm wrong. But the other star is, and I really want to go visit this now, is for the Chevrolet Suburban. There's a star. There's a star for the Chevy Suburban for its usage in film. It's like been used in a lot of films. I guess like presidential motorcade type stuff. I love that. Not it wasn't Chevy that got the star. It's like a specific model of car has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. How did they let that pass the approval process? That's insane.
Hilarious. That's
but now I
incredible.
have to go visit the Chevrolet Suburban star. Imagine you're just walking down Hollywood Boulevard and you just like look down and you're like, wait a minute.
What the hell's
Betty
that?
White and then the Chevy Suburban.
A natural pairing. But do you think that there's do you think that there's like a lobbying behind the scenes? Like Chevrolet was like, okay, yeah, we know we've got to pay the 80 whatever thousand, but also we're gonna take you to a really nice meal, you know, and give you some gifts just to
give you a Chevrolet Suburban
to push this through, you know.
Yeah, it's baffling. I didn't have time to like quite dive into the story behind like the full approval process. Like I'm sure it was probably quite controversial because it's the Chevy Suburban.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of like misspelled names and things. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was misspelled for a long time before they fixed it. She found it funny. She didn't want them to fix it.
Of course she did.
Okay, so the second question. Anything else on the Walk of Fame? And I'm probably going to speed up a little bit.
Nope.
In the interest of time. But the second question was about pump and dump. You guys got there at the very last second. Leo, I guess I could ask this to both of you, but this is a British history question or fact, kind of. Have you heard of the South Sea Company or the South Sea Bubble? Do you know what that is?
I have vaguely heard of it, and it must be to do with when the Brits were exploring like the South Pacific, maybe, and they like, because news back then didn't travel so clearly or quickly, and so maybe like there was this big move in England to be like, oh, it's so exciting, we got to put loads of money into this, and we got to whatever, and it was actually just a ruse. Is that? I mean, I'm piecing this together. From
yeah. I mean, you're pretty close. So it's the South Atlantic.
Oh, South Atlantic. Oh, okay.
So England gave a monopoly to this company to sell slaves to South America. That was a thing that was done back then. You can apologize now.
Sorry,
but they couldn't really enforce it because they had no power there. That was like Spain and Portugal. But insiders encourage everyone to like buy options and stock in the company, then sold it very high. And it's the first example we have of like a true pump and dump type scheme. And it caused like a small, like short-term economic collapse that led to the rise of like the Whig Party. And it's actually like a very interesting turning point in like British political history. But there's one little fun fact that Sir Isaac Newton lost like a small fortune in this scheme. And he has a wonderful quote that I've always seen this quote, but I've never realized it was associated with a pump and dump scheme. The quote is, "I can calculate the motions of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men," which I've always assumed was just like a philosophical thing. But no, he lost a bunch of money. He got like Bernie Madoff.
He's salty.
And he like wrote in his diary, like, fuck these guys. It's kind of interesting. Like it was about him losing money, because I've always seen that quote and been like, oh, what a interesting philosophical thing. It's like, no, he got swindled out of his fortune, basically. Not his whole fortune, but he got swindled out of a lot of money. And it's like such a specific quote for that one thing. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting.
That's
incredible.
Great.
That's very cool.
That's such a good fact that Isaac Newton. I've also seen that quote and always assumed it was just like a musing on human nature. Yeah, Isaac Newton, I don't know if you know, also died a virgin. Despite, he created calculus and then he died a virgin, which means I have one up on him because I'm still alive. But actually, okay. A side note to that.
I was waiting to just get in there with a jab, but whatever. For me.
Okay. Side note on this question: do you guys want to hear a story about pump and dump relating directly to my family? A little bit of inside information.
Ooh, sure.
So your family also lost money in the South Sea.
Do you want to explain who your family is for those who are maybe unfamiliar?
For people who are listening, the family I come from is just like a very quiet, unassuming, little old, European family. Small family business. But anyway, what happened is we had this family bank or something. I don't know, some shit like that. But the story goes now. Okay, now a story. This is for all official legal reasons. This did not happen.
Of course not.
Now, basically, what people say happened is It's the Napoleonic Wars, right? So we're early 1800s. We have a bank headquartered in London, although we also have branches in other places in Europe, including France. We have provided a lot of funding to the English to defeat Napoleon. We also happen to have at that time the fastest messenger ships. Our merchant vessels are faster than the Navy in terms of relaying news from, for example, the mainland to England. Now, what happened is that England are fighting against France, and it's the Battle of, is it Trafalgar or Waterloo? Sorry, not sure. Let's say Trafalgar, could be Waterloo, but one of those two, one of the big decisive ones. And this battle happens obviously over in well, maybe Belgium as opposed to France, but it's on the mainland, on the European mainland. And it's happening, and back in England, in London, everyone's just waiting for the news. And you can picture the scene that the head of the bank, whose name was NM, Nathan Meyer at the time, there in the center of London, with all the financial center, and he's just waiting there. And a messenger runs up to him a couple of days after the battle, right? The messenger runs up to him, whispers in his ear, and goes away. Everyone knows that we have the fastest messenger ships. So everybody knows that this is NM getting the news of what has happened in the Battle of Trafalgar Waterloo. And there are two versions. One version, which is the official family version, is that he went straight to the Prime Minister and said, "Sir, we've won the war." The other version is that, which is lies and slander and definitely not true, is that everybody saw him get this news, and very calmly, very stoically, he publicly instructed us, or he directed our bank to sell all of our shares in England, which made everybody think England had lost. So then everybody followed suit and also sold their shares in England, at which point we bought them up at an incredibly low price. Then the price skyrocketed when the real news came in that England had won.
That's like a dump and pump.
That would be a dump and pump. That would be insider trading. However, we're pretty sure, this definitely didn't happen. We're pretty sure it was made up as part of the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, blah, blah, blah. But it does make for a great story.
I saw that scene in the movie Trading Places with the orange groves.
What a movie. What a great movie. Frozen concentrated orange juice. It's so interesting. Yeah, it's a dump and pump. It's like the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. And I wonder if Sir Isaac Newton had anything to say about that. Just roll around.
Yeah, well, too fucking bad. He's a dead virgin. So.
Question 3 was about tri-tip. So it's the California. Bottom. Yeah, so it's a you can buy sirloin or bottom sirloin here, but it's probably not going to be called tri-tip. It's probably going to be a bigger piece. Tri-tip as its own marketed thing is a very California thing. The other place where you can buy it is Newport, Rhode Island, but it's called a Newport steak. That's an even more hyper specific type of thing. But it's it's a staple of California barbecue. So it's not an American South thing. It's definitely a California marketed thing. I'd never had tri-tip until I was 20 when I was in California. It's great.
That's so interesting.
So
Leo, you said tri-tip, and I was like, "That's not a California thing. Everyone has that. That's all you eat in barbecue."
Exactly. So Sophia didn't realize that tri-tip was a California thing until she came here, and I was like, "What the fuck is tri-tip?" It's so common in California. Every butcher is going to sell tri-tip.
Yeah.
But it's you go to a butcher here, you could ask for it and they'll know what it is, but it's not going to be one of the things they have out
listed.
The bottom sirloin is the right in front of the hind legs and in the belly, and it's between the flank and the round, and the very bottom of the bottom sirloin is a little triangle. So it's the tip
adorable
triangle of the bottom sirloin. So the bottom sirloin is kind of it looks like a rectangle with a little triangle on the bottom, and it's that piece. And it's great.
Excellent.
Super fatty, super delicious.
Amazing. If there's one thing I'm learning from all these podcasts with Trevor, it's that he's maybe not from California at all. I think he's lying to us.
No, exactly. Every time I write a California question, I'm like, I have to throw Trevor a bone here, asking about like old internet video games. Old internet
and lock picking. You had 4 Trevor questions. You had California, lock picking, video game, old tech, right?
Fewer California questions,
I guess, even too. Yeah. But anyway, going to the lockpicking one, 4 was the bump key. We already talked about how that one works. And the pins on a tumbler lock where I just think about Oblivion. Did you guys ever play that game?
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls game.
That was one of the games that won me the
mini game.
Yeah.
Wonderful lockpick thing. I always feel like it's lockpicking in RPGs is like can turn very tedious, and like the Fallout 1 mini game I hated. But I always kind of had a soft spot for the Oblivion one, even though if you look at it online, there's so much hate for it. Like people hate the Oblivion lockpicking.
People lampoon the Oblivion lockpicking, but it's honestly like a simplification. It's a caricature of kind of what you're doing. I think that the tough part for video games and TV is that they have to make that interesting and fast and a little bit more MacGyver than it probably is in real life. Some sort of, lock picks are constantly breaking. I've been doing this for years. I've never once broken a lock pick.
Yeah. I did learn how to do some lock picking. I have like a little like tiny
pick set.
I hope that's legal to say in the state of New York, but
we'll cut out. We'll edit that out.
And it is quite fun. I remember when I first got it, I was just like lockpicking my own bedroom door, like practicing on my bedroom door.
Yeah. Very fun.
I will move up to number 7, which was Dig Dug. Stay in the video game universe for a second. Sure. Dig Dug is part of this era of video games in the 80s that is famous for, being like starting the arcade game movement, but like in the world of video games is famous for this concept of a kill screen. Do you guys know what a kill screen is and like why it exists? It's a very it's a great like math fact.
The kill screen, if I know what we're talking about, is the final screen where the RAM or whatever small storage you have for the box, you now have overflowed the number of levels that are allowed to fall within the storage, and so it just you basically crash the arcade game by getting to this level. The levels just, they don't get any harder. They don't change at all. But if you play, or they get a little bit faster. But if you play through enough levels, you break the hardware, if you will. You break the session.
Do you know what level it is for this era of games? Most of them all happen on the same number level.
It's going to be some power of 2. Is it 1048? If you get to 1048, you're out. Is it 100? It's not going to be 128. That's way too low. Is it? Well, let me start with that. Is it a power of 2?
It is a power of 2. So I think you guys should put your brains together and come up with an answer, because I actually think you guys can logic your way into this.
Okay, well, if it's a power of 2, it could be the first power of 2 that is in 4 digits, so 1024.
Why 4 digits?
I don't know.
Well, it's going to have to do with bit rate. So they're bit games. So are they 16-bit games, or are they 8? I think they're 16-bit games, which is the it's the number of binary digits that you have that store the information. So what is 16?
I only know,
was 2 to the power of 16.
2 to the power of 16 is a lot. If 8-bit, I've heard of, and if it's 8-bit, 2 to the 8 would be, I think that's 256. But,
yeah.
Let's check that.
I know. 0, 1,
4, 8,
2, 4,
32,
8,
64,
16,
128. No, maybe 2 to the 8 is 1024.
I'll save you from yourselves a little bit here.
Save us from ourselves.
It is these games, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Centipede, I think was
Centipede would one.
In the same thing. They're all 8-bit games with like level screens, and the highest an 8-bit value can get to is 256. So at level 256, the game would end.
Yep.
And designers didn't really care about this. And in fact, like getting to the kill screen
Because they
was
thought
like
no one
big,
would. Yeah.
They thought no one knew it
Right.
because none of these games were being played at home. They were all played in arcades. They were just meant to like eat your quarters.
Mhm.
And arcade, like people who ran arcades didn't want somebody getting to level 256 on one quarter anyway. So the games
Right.
got like ridiculously hard. And most games after level like 100, like it would just be like, this is the speed, and the next 100 levels are just going to be the speed.
Yeah.
So getting to like the kill screen on like, Dig Dug, Pac-Man was like seen as like a big achievement. Because it was like something the designers like really never intended people to get to. And it all comes down to the math of like, they can only store 0 to 255, those values in an unsigned 8-bit key.
Very cool.
And that is the nerdy place where my notes end. Guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for all of your wonderful, insightful trivia guesses, all of which were right. Mostly.
Thank you very much, Graham. I really like this theme because I think that this is a wonderful theme where you have a bunch of words that are incredibly flexible, spike and set and things which you can really hide in there. So finding the link between them is going to be tough because they're quite common words. None of the words gives it away really obviously. So I think that that's a really nifty little theme, but once people get it, they'll be very, very satisfied.
Yeah. Great round, Graham. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys. And if you're listening, if you're still there, come out to the bars in New York. We're at St. Dimphna's and Radagast Tuesdays at 7:30. Follow us on Instagram at Evil Trivia. Follow us on Patreon at Evil Trivia to play along with questions. We will see you hopefully in person at the bar, and if not, we'll see you next time on the Evil Trivia podcast. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.